You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating, new, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry. Thanks for joining us on Ace Country Radio, and we're also streaming at KPVM.TV. We're also on your Roku devices. It is Thursday, April 10th. And our top story today, a two-vehicle accident occurs on Highway 160 here in Pahrump, sending one person to the hospital.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
Just before 10 a.m. today, a two-vehicle crash occurred on Highway 160 near Blosser Ranch Road, according to Nevada Highway Patrol. Initial reports indicate that both vehicles were heading northbound when a black Toyota RAV4 attempted to make a left-hand turn onto Blosser Ranch. A red Jeep Gladiator towing a trailer behind it was unable to stop in time and veered right, striking the Toyota on its passenger side. The impact caused the black Toyota to spin 180 degrees. The driver of the Toyota was transferred to Desert View Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 4 occupants of the Jeep were assessed at the scene, but later denied medical treatment. The Nevada Highway Patrol reminds drivers to remain alert, maintain a safe following distance, and be especially cautious when you are towing a trailer or RV. This crash remains under investigation by Nevada Highway Patrol.
And continuing our coverage on the missing veterinarian, his belongings were recently found at Lake Mead Harbor, according to a recent police report. Here's what we know about that ongoing story.
New information has surfaced in the search for missing veterinarian Dr. Sean Frayner, as investigators confirmed his vehicle was discovered near Hemingway Harbor at Lake Mead. Inside the vehicle, authorities found Frayner's wallet, keys, and cell phone, all left behind. Frayner's father told Metro that he was concerned about his son, given that his son's belongings were found at Hemingway Harbor, even though his son does not own a boat or have any ties there. His father went on to say that his son does not have any medical or mental health condition and have never made any threats to hurt himself or anyone else. He added that he thinks Frayner may own a gun, but does not know if he had taken it with him to the lake. News 25 has obtained messages exchanged between Dr. Frayner and Shauna Gonzalez from Friday. In the messages, Frayner spoke about the recent veterinarian procedure involving the Mustang. "I've always liked people like you who are willing to help animals," Frayner wrote. "Unfortunately, I was put in a bad situation dealing with that red horse. I got him done very well. And no, I did not give him 2 shots. Before we got unconscious, I had done at least 7. He later added that he would be willing to return to treat the animal, but noted that the horse would need to be knocked out unconscious again. As the investigation continues, search teams are actively combing the area around Lake Mead. Authorities are treating this as an ongoing and urgent missing persons case. Anyone with information on Dr. Frayner's whereabouts is urged to contact the National Park Service tip line at 888-653-0009.
And turning now to national news, U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth was in Panama this week in official capacity. Now our News 25 Las Vegas correspondent Maria Centers joins us with more information.
U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth made his mark in Panama this week after being the first Pentagon chief to travel to the nation in decades. During the 2025 Central American Security Conference, both countries agreed to strengthen U.S. military trainings in the Republic of Panama while boosting additional bilateral cooperations. Here's some key remarks from Hegseth.
Border security in every country in this region is a shared challenge and must be a shared priority for all of us. The Trump administration understands that transnational cartels and gangs enable and profit from chaos, and their existence threatens yours and our sovereignty.
Currently, 2 U.S. Navy guided missile cruisers, 1 U.S. Coast Guard cutter, 4 F-18 fighter jets, and over 1,000 U.S. service members are training and exercising with the Panamanians.
As we look beyond our hemisphere, we have to recognize the threat that China poses to our countries, to our people, and to peace in this region. China's military has too large of a presence in the Western Hemisphere. They operate military facilities and ground stations that extend their reach into space. They exploit natural resources and land to fuel China's global military ambitions.
The Defense Secretary confirmed that the U.S. Navy is set to send USNS Comfort to Panama this summer, offering medical care in the region.
Make no mistake, Beijing is investing and operating in this region for military advantage and unfair economic gain. We do not seek war with China, but together we must prevent war by robustly and vigorously deterring China's threats in this hemisphere. President Trump has made it clear that the Panama Canal and the canal areas cannot and will not be controlled by China.
Hegseth has been in Panama City for the 3-day security conference.
Like all of you, the United States wants a hemisphere of secure, prosperous, and sovereign nations. This is not globalism or interventionism. Instead, this is a golden age of shared national interests.
Currently, over 40% of U.S. container traffic floats through the Panama Canal, which functions as the second busiest interoceanic waterway worldwide. Reporting from Las Vegas, I'm Maria Centers for News 25.
All right, don't grab that remote. We'll be back with sports, weather, and so much more when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, get ready, sports fans, because here's Mikey Ruhan with all of your sports news in today's Sports Report.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Vegas Golden Knights in action this evening. They welcome the Seattle Kraken. Puck drop at 7. The Las Vegas Aviators on a roll. They beat the El Paso Chihuahuas on Wednesday 6-4. They look to extend their 3-game winning streak this evening. The City of Henderson and Vegas Thrill are partnering for the inaugural Thrill Camp on April 22nd at Black Mountain Recreation Center. Attendees can meet players, watch volleyball demonstrations, take part in photo and autograph sessions, bring home team merchandise, and more. To register for Thrill Camp, visit cityofhenderson.com. Plum Valley Trojan JV Baseball is taking on Boulder City High School in Boulder City as part of the BG tournament. New Running Rebels coach Josh Pastner is making quick work of overhauling UNLV's roster. The school announced Tuesday that it received a signed commitment from 7-foot center Emmanuel Stephen, a transfer from the University of Arizona. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
All right, great basketball handling there, Mikey, and love the specs. Well, in today's health news, as the old saying goes, sometimes too much of a good thing can be bad. But what about when it comes to coffee? Millions of Americans drink at least 1 cup of Joe every day. And of course, many are drinking, a lot more than that.
Today's health report is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. When you or a loved one needs medical attention, Desert View Hospital is ready to help. We've been providing friendly and compassionate care to our neighbors since 2006, including emergency services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit desertviewhospital.com to learn more. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
So guidelines are that we keep our caffeine intake under 400 milligrams a day. So on average, an 8-ounce cup of coffee has about 95 to 100 milligrams. So, that's close to about 4-5 cups a day, depending on the strength of the coffee.
Julio Zampano is a registered dietitian for Cleveland Clinic. She says it is important to remember that these guidelines from the FDA are for your overall daily caffeine intake, not just for coffee. That also includes any soda or energy drinks you have consumed. And while 400 milligrams of caffeine is the recommended limit, some people may have a much lower threshold. Zampano says when a person consumes too much caffeine, it can cause a headache, make you feel jittery or anxious, and increase your heart rate. It can also disrupt your sleep schedule.
If you're looking to scale back on caffeine, I would do it slowly. So I think it's just key, like let's say for example, you're drinking 4 cups of coffee, maybe you go down to 3, and then that fourth one is a half caffeinated, half regular. And then you slowly make that fourth one a fully decaf, and then you start to slowly scale back versus going cold turkey, because you may experience headaches or unpleasant side effects from completely eliminating caffeine.
Well, when it comes to this electrifying news, line workers brave heights, harsh weather, and live wires to keep our power on. But how has it kept them the same throughout it all? Valley Electric Association dives into the innovative world of line worker equipment.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Line workers serve on the front lines of our nation's energy needs to ensure we have safe, reliable power. Throughout the years, the challenges of the job haven't changed much, but safety gear sure has. Let's take a look at the evolution of line workers' equipment. From 1875 to 1900, electrification began, and line workers are wearing early headgear in felt or leather that looks similar to a newsboy's hat. The digging spoon used then was an extra long-handled shovel or spoon used for digging power pole holes. Workers had handmade belts, bare hands, and used climbing spikes to climb wooden power poles. From 1901 to 1925, safety begins with homemade hot sticks used to work with high voltage. The industry begins standardizing equipment like rubber gloves and leather tool bags. Safety measures are put in place. From 1926 to 1950, safety training improves and linemen wear better hats, use insulated shotgun sticks, and utilize truck-mounted hydraulic equipment. From 1951 to 1975, line workers reached new heights with the availability of bucket trucks and faster communication with two-way radios. Rubber glove protectors add increased safety. From 1971 to 1990, a new law of the land emerges allowing females to become line workers. Invention of hard hats, rubber sleeve improvements, and telescoping or extendo sticks are now used on high voltage lines. From 1990 to present day, we now have insulated hard hats, harnesses to keep our line workers safe from falling, specialized clothing that is now fire and flame resistant, battery-operated crimpers, computer tablets, and so much more. Line worker gear and safety has changed throughout the years to keep our line workers safe. So the next time you see a line worker, thank them for keeping the lights on.
All right, what will this weekend's weather shape up to be like? Stay tuned, all that and more when News 25 returns.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back. Now here's Josh Osborne with great computer deals, giving us this week's tech tip.
Hey guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump Zone. Great computer deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today we are continuing the series called Words That Our Customers Use That Are Unfortunately Incorrect. Today's word of the day is virus. Virus is a word that gets tossed around our store and repair center way too often by our customers. And one thing that I've learned about you guys, I think you're watching way too many movies and way too many TV shows. In your mind, every time you step foot on the internet, you are at risk from that guy in that dark room in his little hood, sitting there typing quickly at his computer, hacking into Grandma Ruth's computers, stealing pictures of her grandkids. Guys, let's be real here, okay? Do viruses exist? Yes. Do hackers exist? Yes. Are they all coming after you? No. Back when I started this store 14 years ago, viruses were a major problem. In fact, there's some really terrible people that have existed in the world that enjoy creating and programming these viruses and unleashing them across the internet. And these things were vicious. They would go into your address book and they would find everybody that you've ever met and send copies of themselves to your friends and family. They would erase your hard drive and leave you missing, important pictures of family members and videos and business documents. They were really bad. And even though they still exist from time to time, what we see probably 99% of the time when someone comes in telling us that they have a virus is a message on a screen telling them that there's a virus, and that message is a complete lie. They picked up that message while they were browsing the web. Sometimes it comes while clicking a link on Facebook or some random real estate site, and they don't even know oftentimes how it started, but they see it on the screen and they panic because it thinks that message is true, but it's not. The only way you want to trust something on your screen is when you're seeing it in the actual antivirus or security software that you personally installed on there. Even though I'm not a big fan of Norton or McAfee, I prefer Malwarebytes and programs like that. If you have one of those security software programs on there and it pops up and tells you that there's an issue, then you want to believe that. You want to quarantine that file if that happens. But be totally honest with you, it's not really happening that often. What we're seeing is people coming in with these messages telling them there's a virus, asking them to call an 800 number. And when they call that number, they talk to one of these Indian scammers who convinces them that he's the good guy and they have to act immediately to resolve this issue. Don't buy the lies, guys. There's a lot of scamming and trickery and taking advantage of our seniors happening on the internet right now. We got to do a little bit better. So use common sense. Have a good security software program on there, so if you do actually get a virus, it's going to tell you. And of course, if you guys ever have questions about what to believe, what not to believe, what program to use, which ones not to use, we've been doing this a really, really long time, and we have your back. You guys are like family to us. Always feel free to call us. Always feel free to come into the store. We are more than happy to help you out, get you back on track. Anyway, we got more quick tutorials to come down the road. Keep watching. We love you guys. We'll catch you on the next quick tutorial.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a wreck? Call 702-877-1500.
Time now to take a look through our Lerner and Rowe weather cam at this beautiful mid-April day. We have a few scattered clouds above Mount Charleston, but it's blue skies and 90-degree weather. We'll take a closer look at those temperatures after this break.
Good evening, Nevada. My name is Rory Rosell, coming to you from the Channel 25 Weather Studios and taking a look at Nevada right now up in northern Nevada. Fernley seeing 82 degrees, Fountain is seeing 84, Carson City at 75, Tonopah and Goldfield are both at 79 degrees, Beatty's 10 degrees higher, 89, Amargosa is at 95, Las Vegas is at 93, and Death Valley is at 104 degrees. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, it is currently 90 degrees. The high today was 92 with partly cloudy skies. The wind was blowing south-southwest at 8 miles per hour, humidity 10% today, and the sun rose this morning at 6:17 and is setting tonight at 7:13 p.m. The humidity rises up to 16%, and the wind continues to blow east-southeast at 6 miles per hour. The low tonight is going to be 61 degrees. Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. We will be seeing 90s tomorrow and then 80s in the next 7 days. Tomorrow, Friday, will be 93 degrees, and then it goes down to 88 on Saturday, 86 on both Sunday and Monday, 83 on Tuesday, back up to 88 on Wednesday, and 87 on Thursday. So it is going to be pretty hot. Make sure to stay hydrated. Back to the desk. Here's Unette.
All right, thanks for your sunshine, Rory, and we appreciate this weather. All right, that does it for this edition of News 25. I'm Unette Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and Ace Country Radio, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the air next newscast. Good night.